Morning. Monday, April 21st, 2025. I'm Larissa. My video diary. Oh my god. I've already drank from my skull. Now I'm moving on to coffee. New beans. What's up, sir? What's up? What's up, sir? How are you, sir? What are you doing? Yeah, I closed that door. You gonna lay down? Or are you gonna go see what daddy's doing? You can go see what daddy's doing? You can go see what daddy's doing. You don't have to hang out here. You can go where you want. Okay. I don't know what that was about. Oh, so Easter Monday, right? Pope's dead. Pope is dead. Oh. Catholic Church abused me my entire life. In particular under Pope Francis. Hello. You're back? Yeah? I know. I have towels in the dryer that I need to dry some more. And I got to put away the laundry that just got brought upstairs. And then I can take that laundry downstairs. I don't know why you think that laundry stinks so bad. There is nothing super stinky in that laundry. He has been on me about that basket of laundry over there. Not the clean stuff that just came upstairs for me to put away. I can't carry it. I fold it and wash it. I can't carry it. It's too heavy. The basket of dirty clothes. Like the past 3 days. He's been on me about that laundry, and I don't know why. There's not anything in there that's like any stinkier than normal. Oh, it's super ugly. It's all bloody. Yeah, it's because it's closing up. Yeah, so there were 2 of them. And the smaller one, it's already covered. It's already healed over. It's just the big chunk that's all scabby and nasty looking now. Anyway, the Catholic Church abused me severely. And other religious institutions have not been any better, right? They're going to elect a new pope. I'm sure they already have a candidate they're leaning towards, because I'm sure that they've been convening. I'm sure the cardinals have been convening in closed chambers. They may have even discussed it with Francis before he died. Right. Yeah, they may have even discussed it with Francis before he died. So they go through a discernment process. And once they have come to their election of the new king of Rome, because the Pope is a king, then and the smoke. There's the smoke in the so. Oh my God. I don't know what the timeline for that's going to be. Because like I said, I'm sure they already have a selection of candidates, 1, 2, 3 people. Some crotchety man, some crotchety old man, some crotchety old woman-hating man. Yeah. Yeah. Now, they talk about like things that Pope Francis called for publicly or whatever. But the reality is within church community itself, Like, who gives a shit what he thinks about outside should happen in the outside church community? It's about what happens to the people in the church community that he oversees, right? And it was a tyrannical time for me. I left, right? Super oppressive to women. Yeah. Yes. Super oppressive to women. Oh, yeah. So, but nobody gives a shit about that. God, it's so ugly. Heal up, please. Yeah. So whoever they elect this time is going to be like 10 times worse. Yeah. So since I've been alive, there was when I was born, John Paul II was still Pope, and he died, and then Benedict, then there was Benedict, and then he resigned, and then Francis. Now Francis is dead, so we'll see who they pick next. Oh my God, he went out on Easter. It's interesting, huh? We officially buried Devilfish yesterday. He'd been sitting in Tupperware in the refrigerator since he passed away. We buried him yesterday. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Made the pasta and everything. We took it and shared it. And one of the places I shared it was with Syrian Orthodox community priest in a neighboring community here because he was willing to speak on the record with me for an article. Number one, it was kind of a thank you, and it was the impetus. This article kind of informed the experience with this article informed my Lenten series this year, and um, the Pascha is an Orthodox tradition, and right now I shared it with him. Not because I'm interested in being Orthodox, but out of common decency, right? Which goes along with the piece that I just almost finished with. I'll finish that up today, I think is what I'll do. And then work on the book. Then I can finish the book. If I finish that, put the last finishing touches on today, then I can finish the book today. And start the proofing and then get it off to be printed. And I can finish off the magazine as well. So, buttons on your underwear. Was a little I was a little offended yesterday, but it was okay, like whatever. Because it's not like they were waiting on me or anything like this. That was just kind of happenstance. But like he knew I was bringing by this bread on Easter, and I had intended to just like leave it at his front doorstep, like I did my left the magazine last time. But they were getting ready for their service, and they were going to have a big barbecue, like outside and everything. After they were setting up to like, they were going to have a big community celebration. It looked like they were getting ready to do Easter egg hunt and all that stuff too. Like they're like, oh, he won't come out. I wanted to hand him I haven't met him face to face. We've only spoken on the phone. And I wanted to meet him. And he was getting ready for service and couldn't be bothered to come out to take this bag of bread for me. And I was just like, okay. I'm not looking to have a conversation with you. I'm just looking to hand you a bag of bread, but I got to hand it to some, whatever. I was happy to give it to him, but when they're like, oh, you could stay for service with us. I'm like, no. I've been to many Orthodox services. I mean, I grew up, I was raised Catholic, but anytime went with my grandma up to Nanny Glory, and we were in Nanny Glory. We went to the Orthodox service. Been to Orthodox service a number of times. Plus, my Uncle Charlie died. It was an Orthodox funeral, of course, and all that jazz. So, yeah. She's like, it's only 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm quite aware. It's not any longer than a Catholic Mass. It's not. Mm-mm. And it's really not all that different either. But it's like, okay, so you're inviting me to stay, but I know you won't let me take communion with you, even though I grew up taking communion in both churches. I did. So it's just, I'm happy for people to have the freedom to practice their faith and worship. But freedom of and freedom from are two sides of the same coin. And while I share some belief structure with Orthodox Christianity, I'm not interested in being witnessed to. I'm not interested in come to my church. I'm not interested in join our clubs. I'm not interested in it. I've just had enough of religious community and being and the coercion that comes with it, and the pressure that comes with it, and the judgment that comes with it. It's never been pleasant for me, and I'm just not interested. She looked hurt when I said, "Oh, we weren't planning on staying for service." She was like, "Oh, you make the bread, but you don't want to stay for service?" I could see the look on her face. She was very confused. Like she thought for sure, "Oh, you just showed up here at this time and it's perfect timing. Of course you're going to stay for service." No, I'm not. No. We had a couple things we needed to do and devilfish to bury and oh, just wanted to be with Brody, and Brody had been in the house by himself for a while already, and we had promised Brody Day. So no, I wasn't interested in staying. It's a hard line that I ride, and there's aspects of religious experience that I miss. Like there is something special about being in a group of people that you have some shared belief with, and outwardly expressing that together. But I've just been so abused by religious community. I've been so abused by religious community. They take advantage of me. They've taken such advantage of me, and they've harmed me. I just don't want anything to do with it. I just don't. The hypocrisy, the double standards, the sexism, like I said, the judgment. I was just not interested. And it's not just Christianity that's like that. I found that at the UU too, which was ultimately why I left. I was so excited to potentially find a community where both Omar and I would be welcomed. And it was like worse, even worse there. Um, oh, they were horrible. They were horrible. Yeah. So, I and the other thing, the reason why I was talking about why I shared this bread, it's a tradition, and this comes specifically from Ukrainian Orthodox tradition. My family Ukrainian Orthodox, and Ukrainian Orthodoxy is at the center of the conflict right? Controversy within Ukrainian Orthodoxy. And they're even like whether or not they want to acknowledge and recognize, the other patriarchs want to recognize Ukrainian Orthodoxy as its own, as having its own patriarch, right? As being its own thing. Um, it's like, oh, you're under the Bulgarians, or you're under this, or you're under that. And it's just like, okay, my family was Ukrainian Orthodox. That church has existed for a very long time. And, the people that came over here, it was the oppression. So it's split the Ukrainian Orthodox group. And so there's two groups. And so the argument is over like, well, which one's the right one? And Russia says neither, it's all under Russia. Right. And the Ukrainians are like, no, we are separate. And, anyway, so this bread is kind of central to that, to the culture and to the tradition. And it was a kindness and a decency for them to give me to make comment for my article. And particularly with the Church of Antioch, wanting to offer them a reciprocal decency, out of respect for the and out of acknowledgement for the fact that the slaughter of the Syrian people that we've been seeing now for over a decade started. It was the Christians that were slaughtered first, and it has nothing to do with Syria, right? It has to do with access to Golan Heights and the oil that is in the top strata of the ground in Golan Heights. And Putin has been particularly brutal to the Syrian people. And it was Christians who were shot first. It was the Christians who stood up and said no first, and they were the first ones slaughtered. And so I wanted to share the Ukrainian bread with the Syrian church. That's why. That's why. Reciprocity of human decency, of common decency, of human kindness. And in his final speech, the Pope went on about Gaza and Palestine, blah, blah, blah. Didn't say a damn thing about the Ukrainians. Yep. Yep. Anyway. Didn't end up making my nachos yesterday. We just had the breakfast stuff and finished eating all that stuff all day. My back was hurting me, and I think it's from the kneading process. The kneading process for the pasca is I frequently have I'm hurt after I make bread dough, but the pasca is it's a different kneading technique than the other doughs that I make, and it's it took me a long time to learn it. I remember when my grandma Rose was trying to teach me how to do it. She like and she was able to do it in such a small space. Oh, the way she was able to do it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I remember her teaching me how to do it. Her having her arms around me and moving my hands to do it. Her teaching me how to do it. I was so small. Anyway. Anyway. Rest in peace, Francis. See you later, Mario. I'm not looking forward to whoever they put in there. Because, like I said, whoever's going to be next is going to be 10 times worse. I just pray it's not openly fascist and sided with the current American administration. I guess we'll see, won't we?